just want to say, as a very old friend of yours, all of your friends are very much standing this relationship, as the kids say.
7 heart emojis. That's all it took to send shockwaves through Hollywood. No caption, no explanation, just 7 tiny red hearts left by Jolie Richardson, the sister of Natasha Richardson, on Pamela Anderson's Instagram post with Liam Neeson. To the casual fan, it might have looked like nothing, just a harmless comment from an actress on another star's feed. But for those who knew the backstory, those 7 hearts were loaded with meaning. They weren't just emojis. They were a silent blessing from Natasha's family, a sign of approval from beyond the grave, and the ultimate confirmation that something big was happening between Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson. The question was, how did we get here? How did a 58-year-old Baywatch icon and a 73-year-old action legend suddenly become Hollywood's most unexpected power couple? This love story is more than just a tabloid headline. It's a tale of heartbreak, healing, and a romance that fooled everyone until it exploded in plain sight.
Liam Neeson and Pamela.
Yes! They were launched on the carpet.
That's phenomenal pop culture knowledge.
If love has found their way into that relationship, God bless them both. Leave them the alone and let them like each other, because both of them have had hardship and they're both beautiful human. Makes me cry.
It all started months earlier when Liam sat down for an interview with People magazine in October 2024. At first, it seemed like another typical Hollywood Q&A, the kind where actors promote their projects with carefully rehearsed answers. But then Liam dropped a bombshell without even realizing it. He gushed about his co-star, Pamela Anderson, saying things that sounded less like PR talk and more like the kind of words you only say when you're catching real feelings. First off, I'm madly in love with her, he blurted out. The world shrugged it off as Liam being Liam, an actor being dramatic, a star promoting a film. But what nobody knew was that behind the scenes, Pamela was baking sourdough loaves for him, leaving cookies in his dressing room, and making muffins like she had stepped straight out of a 1950s romance movie. They called them professionally romantic dinners, with assistants present to keep things appropriate. But the chemistry was impossible to ignore. And what made it even more surprising? Just months before meeting Pamela, Liam had sworn off dating entirely, telling outlets he was done with romance. Yet here he was, tripping headfirst into something he couldn't hide. By July 22nd, the secret was impossible to contain. At the London premiere of The Naked Gun, Pamela planted a kiss on Liam's cheek in front of flashing cameras. But this wasn't just a friendly kiss between colleagues. It was the kind of kiss that says, "He's mine." Fans immediately picked up on the possessive energy. Social media lit up like wildfire, dissecting every frame of that moment like it was evidence in a trial. TikTok users slowed down the video, zoomed in on the way Liam leaned in, analyzed Pamela's lingering glance, and broke down every micro-expression until the conclusion was obvious. This wasn't PR, it wasn't acting. This was real. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know what was going on between them. And then came Berlin. If London was the appetizer, Berlin was the main course. On that red carpet, Liam and Pamela locked eyes in a way that made the whole world stop. They gazed at each other like teenagers at prom, completely oblivious to the chaos around them. The photos looked like stills from a Nicholas Sparks movie, soft lighting, genuine emotion, and a connection you can't fake. Even the most cynical fans had to admit something special was happening. The internet went feral, declaring that this was no longer a publicity stunt. This was a romance blossoming right before everyone's eyes. But the real turning point came in New York on July 28th. That was the night the romance officially became a family affair. Pamela and Liam showed up at the premiere not just together, but with their sons by their sides. Pamela's boys, Brandon and Dylan Lee, stood proudly next to Liam's sons, Michael and Daniel Neeson. The four posed together like one big blended family that had been bonded for years, not months. For Liam, who had raised his sons alone after losing Natasha in a tragic skiing accident back in 2009, this was monumental. For Pamela, who had endured public heartbreak after heartbreak, it was equally powerful. This wasn't just casual dating. When you bring the kids into it, especially in the glare of Hollywood cameras, you're saying, this is serious. And that message was loud and clear. The very next day, Pamela lit the confirmation fire herself. On July 29th, she posted a series of radiant photos with Liam, captioned with just 4 words, "Love is in the air." It was subtle but undeniable. Then came the ultimate mic drop moment. Daniel Neeson, Liam's son, jumped into the comments and dropped fire emojis, essentially stamping his approval for the entire world to see. When your kids co-sign a new romance publicly, that's as real as it gets. Their playful game of teasing and coyness didn't stop there. On the Today Show, when directly asked if they were dating, Pamela and Liam played coy, pretending to dodge the question while their body language gave everything away. Hours later, on Watch What Happens Live, they took things a step further. Pamela casually applied her lip balm onto Liam's lips on camera, a gesture so natural it was obvious this was something they did all the time at home. And when Andy Cohen asked Daniel Neeson, who was sitting in the audience, if he approved, Daniel gave a big thumbs up that had Cohen declaring it the official stamp of approval. At that point, the charade was over. They were together, and they weren't afraid of anyone knowing it. What followed was a wave of celebrity endorsements rarely seen in Hollywood. Jamie Lee Curtis got emotional, saying she was thrilled they had found happiness. Andy Cohen, who had been close to Natasha Richardson, gave his full support on his radio show. Chelsea Handler, Vanessa Hudgens, Patti Smith, even Macaulay Culkin, all chimed in with public congratulations. It was like the entire entertainment industry collectively decided that Liam and Pamela deserved this moment of joy. But the blessing that mattered most wasn't from Hollywood insiders. It came from Jolie Richardson, Natasha's sister. Those 7 red heart emojis weren't just approval. They were the Richardson family's way of giving Liam permission to move on, to love again, and to find happiness after 16 years of heartbreak. That's what makes this love story hit so differently. For Liam, this isn't just another romance. This is his first serious relationship since losing Natasha, the woman he thought he'd spend the rest of his life with. For Pamela, it's proof that she is more than the tabloid caricature that defined her past. She's not just the Baywatch star or the scandal-plagued ex-wife of rock stars. She's a Golden Globe-nominated actress finally being recognized for her talent, her authenticity, and her resilience. And now, she's found someone who sees her for who she really is. Together, Liam and Pamela represent healing, second chances, and the kind of love story that defies expectation. The only mystery left is what happens next. Do they go full public, walking red carpets arm in arm for the next decade, cementing themselves as Hollywood's most surprising power couple? Or do they retreat into privacy, keeping their romance away from the spotlight and savoring it in peace? No matter what they choose, one thing is clear. This love story has already rewritten the rules. Because sometimes, the most shocking romances aren't the wildest scandals or the most dramatic breakups. Sometimes, they're the unexpected pairings that nobody saw coming. So what do you think? Are Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson truly Hollywood's most unexpected power couple? Or are they playing the greatest PR game of all time? Drop your theories in the comments, smash that like button if this story surprised you, and subscribe for more celebrity stories you won't find anywhere else. Because in Hollywood, the truth is always stranger than fiction, and the most unbelievable romances often turn out to be the real ones.